the beneficent, the merciful. We give Almighty God Allah praise and thanks for all of his prophets and the scriptures which they brought. We thank Allah God for Moses and the Israelite prophet that gave us the Torah and the Old Testament. We thank Allah God for Jesus who gave us the Injil or the gospel and the apostles that gave us what is called the New Testament. We thank Almighty God Allah for Prophet Muhammad, peace and blessings be upon him, through whom came the last revelation to humanity before the judgment of this present world. That book is called the Holy Quran. I am a student of the most honorable Elijah Muhammad, the exalted Christ, and the honorable minister Louis Farrakhan, the divinely guided reminder and mercy in our midst. And I could never thank Almighty God Allah enough for his merciful intervention in our affairs in the person of Master Farad Muhammad, the great Mahdi, who is in the world and is championing the liberation struggle of people, particularly in the United States of America. I greet all of you with the greeting words of peace. We say it in the Arabic language. Assalamu alaikum. To those of you who are not familiar with these words, it simply means peace be upon you. My subject today is or the motive for war. Is or the motive for war. To everyone watching around the world, I invite you to join me live every Sunday at 7 p.m. Pacific time. For those on the East Coast of the United States, that's 10 p.m. Eastern time. No matter where you're watching from, I look forward to spending this time together in God's Word. Be sure to subscribe and turn on notification so you won't miss a broadcast. And make sure for those who have questions to hashtag ask question at Louis Farrakhan. Now, let's go on with our subject. Is or the motive for war? Black man and woman, people of the world, these are the words that Allah God, who came in the person of Master Farad Muhammad, to whom praises is due forever, inspired the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan to say at Savior's Day 2019. So, we are given a foretold information that Allah God inspired to give to the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan to say at Savior's Day 2019. Black man and woman, people of the world, we know America is going to war, but it's a war, President Trump, that you cannot win. We know you say, President Trump, that you have got a lot of juice, America, you have $750 billion you are giving to the army. But look, America, you are only giving the army that which is going to get more of them killed. America, you can win, but you, America, cannot win being a thug. America, you took Nicolas Maduro out of office to get control of the largest oil reserve in the world. Black man and woman, people of the world, what kind of president calls somebody in the house of another and tells him that you can be the next president? But Nicolas Maduro was voted in. You say, President Trump, well, it wasn't a free and fair election. Do you remember, black man and woman, people of the world, former President Jimmy Carter? Former President Jimmy Carter has been watching election. In fact, over 104 of them. And former President Jimmy Carter said that the voting in Venezuela is some of the best that he has seen in 104 countries, where former President Jimmy Carter has looked at election. Black man and woman, people of the world, the former President Jimmy Carter has no reason to lie on Nicolas Maduro. But you see, when you are a hustler, when you are a thief, when you want to take the oil, black man and woman, people of the world, do you remember how the President Bush, when he was running for office, President Bush said, let's take the oil in Iraq. Take it. America, you are gangsters. But the United States action towards Venezuela as an imperial aggression. Black man and woman, people of the world, in the Bible, in the book of Isaac, chapter 2, verse 4, it reads, and he shall judge among the nation, and shall rebuke many people, and they shall beat their swords into plowshares, and their spears into pruning hooks. Nation shall not lift up sword against nation, neither shall they learn war anymore. These scriptures are speaking of a future time and a future man or woman who will have in his or her mouth words of wisdom, guidance, rebuke, and admonishment. But the nation will hear him or her. Black man and woman, people of the world, the Honorable Elijah Muhammad and the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan teaches us that does this mean that the prophecy war of Armageddon will be averted? Or does it mean that this great war will cause those who survive to hear the word of God and then beat swords and spears into pruning hooks and plowshares and learn war no more? Why? because we are trying to avert the war of Armageddon. Black man and woman, people of the world, the Honorable Elijah Muhammad and the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan defined the word Armageddon in these words: armor. Armor. Armor means armies and arms. The government of the nation are buying arms and building armies, and these armies are gathering together. Armageddon means armies gathering together, arms for doom. As a student of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad and the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan, we are asking leaders, is there something that they are willing to do, that we, the people, are willing to do to avert this war? The window of opportunity is very narrow, but maybe we can avert this destruction if we will hear the words of Allah God. And in the Bible of Joel, chapter 2, verse 1, the prophet Joel said, "Blow ye the trumpet in Zion, and sound an alarm in my holy mountain. Let all the inhabitants of the land tremble, for the day of the Lord cometh, for it is nigh at hand." This most destructive of all wars is at hand. In fact, we, black man and woman, people of the world, have entered into the doors of this great catalysm war that will take down almost all of the human family of the earth. Did you hear me? Black man and woman, people of the world, I'm going to repeat this again. We, black man and woman, people of the world, have entered into the doors of this great catalysm war that will take down almost all of the human family of the earth. In fact, this time is prophesied to bring about such destruction that it is written in the Bible that if these days were not shortened, for God elect's sake, no soul would be left alive on earth. Black man and woman, people of the world, this is serious and this is heavy. We must do everything we can to avert this war of Armageddon. The real problem with Iran, the government of the United States wants to put up more nuclear energy facility so that they will be less depending on oil. Have you read that somewhere? China in the newspaper wants to put up more nuclear facility. So they too want to be not depending on oil. Iran said they would like to continue their nuclear program for a peaceful purpose. Now, America, England, Europe, you know that you can monitor Iran nuclear program. Why do you, America, England, and Europe wants nuclear weapons for a peaceful purpose and deny that to Iran? Well, you say you don't trust Iran. The Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan teaches us that the United States, England, Europe are like Cain in the Bible. You see, Cain slew his brother Abel, and Cain knew that Abel's blood was crying out from the earth for justice. So, if you study the scripture, Cain said, everyone that sees me will slay me. See, when you got a guilty conscience because of the evil you have set in motion all over the world, you want nobody you done evil to can develop a weapon that you think will give you some difficulty. Civilization is as it was at the time of the birth of Prophet Muhammad, teetering on the brink of total collapse into savagery and barbarism. The world right now look as though no prophet has ever entered this world. From the far west, savagery and barbarism is the human condition. The Jews planned and executed the Federal Reserve System in 1910. In 1910, Senator Nelson Aldrich and some of the country's leading financiers who represent about 1/4 of the world's wealth arrived at Jekyll Island Club to create the Federal Reserve. They took over the printing of money. And most of you think when it says Federal Reserve, that's the government. No, it is a group of international bankers who control the printing of money and bonds. Black man and woman, people of the world, the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan said to us, how does that affect our wallet? The Federal Reserve became law in 1913. In 1913, black men and women, people of the world, the deficit of America was $714,063,000. And the outlay means the spending or disbursement of money was 714,864,000. So in 1913, America had a negative deficit of $401,000, and the deficit from 1906 to 1913. This is what America owed at that time. $1,193,048,000. That is what this great nation, America, owed less than 100 years ago. 100 years later, since the Federal Reserve have been in office over $13.5 trillion. This disastrous president of the 21st century. Israel ran America foreign policy for 20 years and cost America trillions of dollars. Israel has a different ideal since they captured the land of the Palestinians in 1967. And Israel says that they will never give the land back to the Palestinians. So they just going to rule over the Palestinians, Israel says. So they are going to keep the land. They are going to be resisted by Hamas and other militants resistant. What is America going to do about it? You cannot really fight the resistance. So Israel says that they have to fight the states that are backing the terrorists. I shall name these states. Number 1, Iraq, Iran, Lebanon, Syria, Somalia, Sudan, and Libya. The plan was, black man and woman, people of the world, Israel planned from the very beginning, along with America, was 7 wars in 5 years. This is Israel using the United States. The United States military is in Israel's hands. If you take the neocons and Israel, their game plan, the whole thing out well. Jeffrey Sachs states again that Israel is the United States disastrous policy of the 21st century because Israel ran America policy for 20 years. And Israel has cost the United States trillions of dollars. And where is the Middle East today? War in Syria, war in Lebanon, war in Palestine, unrest in Iraq, war in Yemen, chaos in Sudan, chaos in Somalia, chaos in Libya. Great job, Ben Netanyahu. Israel, you did a terrific job in destabilizing the war of Armageddon. The war of Armageddon has begun. Look at Iran. Mohammed Reza Pahlavi is a double imposter. The Pahlavi family was not royal, but came to the throne through a coup and British support. George Galloway, British politician, states the Pahlavi family is essentially not a royal family of Iran. The grandfather of this person, Reza Pahlavi, grandfather, was a simple soldier in the Iranian army who reached the rank of sergeant and then with British support overthrew the real king. The grandfather had a son who later became a notorious Shah in Iran. Therefore, his deceit is double imposter. Michael Tillister is a United States Academy graduate and former Marine combat pilot who served in the Gulf War, says the United States is occupied and APEC is the problem. America sends $18 billion a year to Israel. Look, Brian Mast, a congressman of Florida. Brian Mast, a Republican of Florida, wears an Israeli uniform in the congressional chamber. The Israeli gets free housing. So, again, Brian Mast is an American politician and a United States Army veteran who has served as a United States representative from Florida. Brian Mast's pro-Israeli posture has often been pernicious. The California representative, Sarah Jacob, a Jewish Democrat, sought to censor Brian Mast for suggesting that there were no innocent Palestinian civilians in the war. Look, black man and woman, people of the world, did you know that right now, as we are suffering in America for health care, Israel get free health care from the United States, billions of dollars a year. They get free housing, yet you and I can't buy a house. We are struggling to put food on the table. They get free housing, free education, free health care. How dare America to allow the American people to suffer? And we send billions of dollars to APEC. Oh, America. The Palestinian civilian in the war is suffering. And here, Brian Mast, again, a United States Army veteran who has served as a United States representative from Florida. Oh, isn't it interesting? He's from Florida, and he had the nerve to put on an Israeli uniform in the congressional Congress. That in itself is treason, to wear another country's uniform in the American Congressional Congress. So, Brian Mast was going to be censored for his pernicious comment by a California representative, Sarah Jacobs, a Jewish Democrat, sought to censor Brian Mast for suggesting that there were no innocent Palestinian civilians in the war Israel was waging in the Gaza Strip. Pernicious means combative in nature, belligerent, inclined to fighting, naturally aggressive or hostile, combative. United States will dip into strategic or reserve amid war with Iran. America profits. Trump's focus on oil after Venezuela attack. Millions of barrels of oil is going to Houston and and Louisiana. Millions. The big oil companies is going to Venezuela. They signing up with Chris Wright, working on Doug Bergman, working on it. They got series of oil. So if you combine the United States oil with Venezuela oil, you got about 62% of the world oil market. So our President Donald Trump said, we don't need the Strait of Hormuz. We got all the oil. So the question again, is oil the motive for war? The Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan teaches us that Israel is the third most powerful nuclear nation in the world. Did you know that? Black men and women, people of the world, Israel will not confirm or deny that she's a nuclear power. But Israel never signed the Nuclear Proliferation Treaty. Israel would not allow any atomic energy expert to come in and inspect her nuclear plant in Des Moines, Israel. But now, Israel is the prosecuting attorney for non-nuclear Iran, which El Khamenei, the Ayatollah of Iran, whom America and Israel assassinated, issued a ruling that atomic weapons is against Islam. See, the Ayatollah of Iran then had issued a ruling that atomic weapons is against Islam. But we in the Nation of Islam, under the leadership of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad and the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan, is not sure about atomic weapons being against Islam. The Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan teaches us that the Honorable Elijah Muhammad said that teachers are going to come to teach the black man and woman everything that we will need to build an independent existence, even down to the peaceful or non-peaceful use of the atomics. There are the words of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad to the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan. So, once again, black man and woman, people of the world, the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan teaches us that the Honorable Elijah Muhammad said that teachers are going to come to teach the black man and woman everything that we need to build an independent existence, even down to the peaceful or non-peaceful use of the atom. These are the words of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad to the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan. Look, you can't go to a gunfight with Atomic Hawk. The only reason America not bothering Korea, because Korea can fight back. As long as Colonel Gaddafi was making nuclear and weapons of mass destruction, They talked about Colonel Gaddafi, but they weren't messing with Colonel Gaddafi. America want to make sure that Pakistan keeps a good grip on her nuclear power, that America always plotting to get in Pakistan and get it. China got nuclear weapons. So India next door to China. So India got her nuclear weapons. Pakistan and India don't get along. So Pakistan say, hell, I'm going to get mine too. Now see, one thing about a bully, he don't mess with you. Not as long as you got what he got. The bully is going to talk to you. You can't even dialogue with Israel because they got and you don't have. But if you attack Iran, oh, that's going to be catastrophic, according to the Minister of Defense, Secretary of Defense Gates. Now, if America and Israel do attack Iran, what is our position going to be? All right, Muslims, look, America has come to a crossroad. You must understand that power is linked in world politics to oil. And as the greatest industrious nation on the earth, America has an insatiable appetite for oil. Black man and woman, people of the world, when coal was the number one energy in the world, Great Britain ruled the world. Great Britain have the greatest deposit of coal. But when the power to move engine moved from coal to oil, England and America began vying for control of the places on this earth that produce oil. Who are the role states that America says she does not like? And let's see how oil is connected here. Number one, Libya in North Africa. This little desert country where most of the people live along the coast has the sweetest crude oil. Did the Libyan bother America? No. Libya had a king named Iris, and Colonel Muammar Gaddafi, as a young man in a bloodless coup, overthrew King Iris and then kicked the British out, the Americans out, and nationalized the oil. Now, Colonel Muammar Gaddafi could raise the standard of living of all the Libyans, and with money left over, Colonel Gaddafi could aid the liberation struggle of people all over the world. Black man and woman, people of the world. The Honorable Elijah Muhammad and the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan taught us that America got very upset with that and said, you messing with us, Colonel Gaddafi, you're a terrorist. Look, Iraq has a lot of oil, and next door is Iran, which has lots of oil in Iran. There was a man by the name of Mohammed Mossadegh, and Mohammed Mossadegh nationalize the oil because Muhammad Mossadegh wanted to use the oil to raise the standard of living of the Iranian people. What's wrong with that? There's nothing wrong with that, but something was wrong with that to the eyes of the rich and the powerful. So the rich and the powerful of Iran organized a coup and overthrew Mohammed Mossadegh and placed a man on the throne called the Shah of Iran, Mohammed Reza Pahlavi. Now, you see, the son of Shah Mohammed Reza Pahlavi Jr. is trying to stage a coup in Iran as we speak. So, as that was their man in Iran, the Shah Mohammed Reza Pahlavi Sr., the Americans and British, they gave him weapons, modern planes. But the Shah of Iran, Mohammed Reza Pahlavi Sr., was a Muslim. But the Shah of Iran was not deep in the religion of Islam. So, under the Shah of Iran, Mohammed Reza Pahlavi Sr., the religion suffered. So the people that wanted their religion to come back to purity, the CIA assisted coup overthrows governments of Iran. The Iranian military, with the support and financial assistance of the United States government, overthrows the government of Premier Mohammed Mossadegh and reinstated the Shah of Iran. Premier Mohammed Mossadegh came to prominence in Iran in 1951. People of the world, black man and woman, you must get the history of what is going on in the world. Why we don't know foreign policy. Why we don't know what America is doing in our name. So we must get the history of who are the mischief maker. So let me go back. The CIA assisted coups overthrows governments of Iran. The Iranian military, with the support and financial assistance of the United States government, overthrows the government of Premier Mossadegh, who wanted to nationalize the oil to lift the standard of the American people. So they reinstate the Shah of Iran. Premier Mossadegh came to prominence in Iran in 1951. See, that's how long people of other countries have been in power, that America and Israel and the CIA and those rich, powerful men who do not like government of the people, for the people, and by the people, they want to overthrow these governments. So Mohammed Mossadegh came to prominence in 1951 when he was appointed premier. A fierce nationalist, Mohammed Mossadegh immediately began an attack on British oil companies operating in Iran, calling for expropriation. Expropriation means taken out of owners' hands, and nationalization. Nationalization means changing something from private to state ownership or control. So Muhammad Mossadegh start calling for expropriation, taking out of owners' hands, taking properties by public authority to nationalization, changing from private to state ownership or control of the oil field. Muhammad Mossadegh action brought him into conflict with the pro-Western elites of Iran, the rich and powerful, and the Shah Mohammad Reza Pahlavi dismissed Muhammad Mossadegh in the mid-1951s, but the masses' public riots condemning the action forced the Shah Mohammad Reza Pahlavi Sr. to reinstate Muhammad Mossadegh. A short time later, the United States official watched events in Iran with growing suspicions. British intelligence sources working with the CIA, the Central Intelligence Agency, came to conclusion that Muhammad Mossadegh had communist leaning and would move Iran into the Soviet orbit if allowed to stay in power. Working with Mohammad Reza Pahlavi, the CIA and British intelligence began to engineer a plot to overthrow Mohammad Mossadegh. The Iranian premier, Mohammad Mossadegh, however, got wind of the plan at that time and called his supporters to take to the streets to protest. At this point, the Shah, Mohammad Reza Pahlavi, left the country for medical reasons, while British intelligence backed away from the debacle. But the CIA continued its covert operation in Iran, working with pro-Shah Mohammad Reza Pahlavi forces, and most importantly, the Iranian military. The CIA cajoled, threatened, and bribed its way into influence and helped to organize another coup attempt against Mohammad Mossadegh. Cajole means to persuade someone to do something by pleasant talk and promises. See, black man and woman, people of the world, this should be a sign to you that America, Israel, the wicked always come as a good person. Cajole means they smile, they talk, they promise to give you something. So the CIA persuaded, threatened, and talked and promised, bribed its way into influence and helped to organize another coup attempt against Mohammad Mossadegh on August the 19th, 1953. The military, backed by street protests organized and financed by the CIA, overthrew Mohammad Mossadegh. Then the Shah, Mohammad Reza Pahlavi, who left the country claiming for medical purpose, he quickly returned to take power. And as thanks for the American help, he signed over 40% of Iran's oil fields to United States company. Mohammad Mossadegh was arrested, served 3 years in prison, and died under house arrest in 1967. The Shah, Mohammed Reza Pahlavi, became America's most trusted Cold War ally and United States economics and military aid poured into Iran during the 1950s, the 1960s, and 1970s. In 1978, however, anti-Shah and anti-American protests broke out in Iran, and the Shah, Mohammed Reza Pahlavi, was toppled from power in 1979. So, under Mohammed Reza Pahlavi, the religion suffered. So the people wanted their religion to come back to purity. And they started organizing, overthrew the Shah of Iran, and they placed in the Imam Khomeini. Black man and woman, people of the world, let's look at the map of the Middle Eastern part of the world. In Saudi Arabia, there is a whole lot of oil. President Franklin Roosevelt struck up a good relationship with the king of Saudi Arabia, and Aramco, Arabian America Oil Company, had access to all this oil. The kings in Saudi Arabia, they lived well, and they did well for their people, but there was no democracy. Look, black man and woman, people of the world, America doesn't care about anything about democracy. The only thing America cares about is just keep pumping the oil. Black man and woman, people of the world, every one of us has somebody in our family that is a victim of drugs. There's something about a drug addict. If it's your son, if it's your daughter, they become artful liars. They can make up the most fanciest story just to get money, to get the drugs. If you don't give them the money, when you turn your back, your jewelry is gone. When you turn your back, this is gone, that is gone. They become thieves, and soon, if they get real bad, they become murderers. That is an example of America. America is an oil junkie. America doesn't care how she gets the oil. America must have it. Did you know that they found the largest deposit of oil anywhere in the world? Guess where they found the most largest part of the oil? It's in the southern Sudan. And what America is trying to do is foster the revolution to break off the southern Sudan from the Islamic regime in Khartoum, so that America can have access to the oil. But America says it's the Muslim killing Christians, making slaves out of them, these Christians. In South Sudan, America sent arms to Eritrea and Ethiopia and Uganda. So all along the border of Sudan, war was started with the Sudan. But something happened. Eritrea started using the weapons America gave them against Ethiopia and vice versa. So Eritrea and Ethiopia couldn't give the Sudan the trouble that America wanted. Most of us don't know these things, because we don't travel. We don't know these things because we are not interested. We don't know these things because foreign policy is not for the common Americans. The Honorable Elijah Muhammad and the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan teaches us that if we believe that if the American people knew, if the American people knew foreign policy would reflect that which is better for American people. The United States is a war addict. Throughout its over 240 years history, America just celebrated July the 4th of this year, 240 years history. Did you know that the United States have been at war for all but 16 years of the 240 years history? That's 224 years the United States have been in war. The United States has over 800 overseas military bases in over 80 countries and regions. The United States is the main cause of international disorder, global turbulence, and regional instability. If the United States goes to war with Iran, it will be because of Israel, said a former CIA executive officer. President Trump, he said, "You don't understand a dangerous game you have started with Iran for regime change." In 1989, George Bush Sr. tried regime change and failed. In 1993, President Clinton tried regime change and failed. In 2001, President George Bush Jr. tried regime change and failed. In 2009, President Barack Obama tried regime change and failed. In 2017, President Donald Trump tried regime change and failed. In 2021, President Biden tried regime change and failed. In 2026, President Donald Trump is trying to attempt regime change once again, and you will fail. Iran would not yield to the United States and Israel threat or accept the son of the Shah, Mohammed Reza Pahlavi, just like his daddy. Iran overthrew him. Scott Ritter says that America will not win if they attack Iran right now. If America attack Iran, the Iranians will crush Israel and they will destroy America bases as we see going on right now in the region, potentially causing tens of thousands of America casualties. Professor Jeffrey Sett, a policy analyst, says Ben Netanyahu is a dark son of a bee because Ben Netanyahu has gotten the United States into endless war, and he coming to America this week. America You know he's a war criminal. The New York mayor, which I agree with, said that he should be arrested. He is a war criminal. Why is you meeting with him, Donald Trump? Israel has gotten the United States in wars, in endless war. The Iraq war in 2003 came from the Prime Minister of Israel, Ben Netanyahu. Ben Netanyahu is still trying to get the United States to fight Iran to this day. This week, President Trump, when he bombed Venezuela so he can start war on Iran with Israel. It's all about Israel. Make no mistake about it. Black man and woman, people of the world, wake up. Black man and woman. The Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan taught us to stay out of America's armed forces. Stay out of America. Muhammad Gaddafi's daughter, Aisha, said, wake up, Iranians. Don't trust the West. Otherwise, your fate will be like Libya. Colonel Gaddafi's daughter, Aisha, who lives in Oman, said, she states, oh, resilient and freedom-loving Iranian people, I speak to you from a heart filled with destruction, pain, and betrayal. Colonel Gaddafi's daughter Aisha goes on to say that she witnessed the destruction that befell her country, not at the hands of overt enemies, but after falling into the trap of the West's deceitful smile and false promises. Aisha states that she warns you, Iran, against falling into the snares of the imperialistic, deceptive words and slogans. Aisha said once they told her father, Colonel Muammar Gaddafi, if you abandon your nuclear and missile program, the doors of the world will open to you. See, this is what America told Colonel Gaddafi. If you abandon your nuclear and missile program, the doors of the world will open to you. Aisha, Colonel Gaddafi's daughter, said her father, in good faith and trust and dialogue, chose the path of concession. But in the end, we saw how NATO bomb turned Libya land into rubble. The Libyans drowned in blood, and its people fell into the clutches of poverty, exile, and devastation. Colonel Gaddafi's daughter Aisha goes on to say, offering concession to the enemy brings only destruction, division, and suffering. Negotiating with the wolf will not save the sheep or bring lasting peace. It's merely set the time for the next meal. History has proven that those who stood firm from Cuba and Venezuela and North Korea to Palestine remain alive in the hearts of the world. Heroes and were immortalized in history with honor. And those who surrender turned to ash, their names forgotten. The protesters in Tehran burnt image of Ben Netanyahu. They burnt image of President Donald Trump and the Shah. son, Muhammad Rizal Pali. The protesters state that much of mainstream media is made up of what they will like versus what is actually happening in Iran. All Arabs and Islamic country stands with Iran against Israel, except the United Arab Emirates. Let's look at the reason that they killed Colonel Gaddafi. The reason why Colonel Gaddafi was killed, number one, Libya has no electricity bill. What? Electricity came free of charge to all citizens. Number two, there was no interest rate on loans. The banks were state-owned. The loans of citizens of Libya by law was 0%. Number three, Colonel Gaddafi promised not to buy a house for his parents until everyone in Libya owns a home. Who in America has promised the black man and woman, people of the world, the American people who are suffering, who are struggling, they promised to buy us a house before they buy their parents or their kids a house. Number four, all newlywed couples in Libya received $60,000 dinar from the government. And because of that, they bought their own apartments and started their families. And look, black man and woman, Google 60,000 dinars in the United States dollar. That is $45,766 that Libya gave to every couple that was a newlywed who wanted to wed. Number five, education and medical treatment in Libya are free. Therefore, Colonel Gaddafi, there was only 25% readers in King Iris' reign. 83% of readers now in Colonel Gaddafi regime. Number six, are you paying attention, black men and women, people of the world? Look at how leaders who nationalized the oil, who love their people, look how they treated their people, and look how the rich and the powerful and the wealth and the CIA and Israel overthrew these leaders. Number six, if Libyans wanted to live on a farm, what? Look at the farmers today. They are suffering just to get seeds. They receive free household appliance, seeds, and livestock. That's what they was getting in Libya. Number seven, if they cannot receive treatment, medical treatment in Libya, the state will fund them $2,300 plus accommodation and travel for treatment abroad. Number eight, if you buy a car, the government of Libya finances 50% of the price. What? Try to buy a car here in America and see who gonna finance 50% for you. You miss a payment. They waiting on, that's how the blood suckers are. They waiting on you just to miss a payment so they can repossess your car. Number nine, the price of gasoline became 0.14 cents per liter. That's 53 cents in America per gallon of gas. What? Where can you go today, black man and woman, people of the world, and pay 53 cents for a gallon of gas? Gas now is almost $6 and going up And the government of America is telling the people that he don't give a damn about your finance. They asked him, what do you think about the American finance of the people? What did he say? I don't care. Why should I care? My son's got $2 billion. I got $2 billion. Why should I care about the poor Americans? I got a plane from Carter. Did you get a plane? Black man and woman, people of the world. Number 8. Again, if you buy a car, the government of Libya financed 50% of the price. Number 9, the price of gasoline became 0.14 per liter. That's 53 cents in America per gallon of gas. Number 10, Libya had no external debt, and their reserves were 150 billion now frozen. They frozen the Libyans' money. They reserved 150 billion now frozen worldwide. Number 11, since some Libyans can't find jobs after school, look, you go to school today, you get your degree, you can't even find a job. But in Libya, the government will pay the average salary when they can't find a job. Number 12, parts of oil sales in Libya are directly linked to the bank's accounts of all citizens. How many oil accounts is listed in our name, black man and woman, the citizens of America? Who directly linked the oil to our bank account? Wake up, America. Wake up, black man and woman, people of the world. Number 13, the mothers who gave birth to the child will receive $5,000. Number 14, 40 loaves of bread cost 15 cents. What? Lastly, Colonel Gaddafi implemented the world's biggest irrigation project known as the Big Man Project to ensure water availability in the desert. If this is called dictatorship, then what is democracy? Black man and woman, did you know that Colonel Gaddafi wanted to give the black man and woman $1 billion? What? We need to be on Bill Clinton, Hillary Clinton. We need to make them accountable. Why would you refuse the black man and woman from receiving a gift of $1 billion? And President Clinton blocked it. Now, let's look at Africa. In 1974, the IMF and World Banks keep Africans in poverty. In 1974, Nigeria was the third largest oil producer in the world. Today, over 65% of Nigerian lives below the poverty line. What happened? Debt traps, structure adjustment program, privatization of Nigeria resources, conditional loans that sells Nigeria sovereignty. The IMF and World Banks don't lift nations out of poverty. The IMF and World Banks chains them to it. It's not aid, it is control. Black man and woman, let's be clear. The Shah of Iran Mohammed Reza Pahlavi hasn't set foot in Iran since the 1970s. Mohammed Reza Pahlavi is funded by Israel, ignored by Iranians, and irrelevant even in exile politics. Yet, somehow, he's their face of democracy. Mohammed Reza Pahlavi is not a leader. He is a Mossad asset, a Mossad regime change. Iran doesn't need a CIA script. We, black men and women of America, students of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad and the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan, say, playtime is over. We don't have time to play with truth or to be diplomatic. The hell with you. The hell with you. The hell with you, diplomats, and your foolish diplomacy. Speak straight words, because those are the words that will bring about a change, not this delicate language. I want to be politically correct. How in the hell can you be politically correct when you are blind, deaf, and dumb, and destroyed by our enemies? The hell with you and your political correctness. Be a man, be a woman, and speak the truth, and then die on that truth if it comes to that. Stand up. Now, black man and woman, people of the world, let's go back to Nigeria. There's some sweet oil there. Do you know what America tried to do? They tried to separate the East region and call it Biafra, Biafra, which started a civil war in Nigeria. Biafra refers to a formal, partially recognized state in West Africa that declared independence on Nigeria. Now, to everyone watching around the world, I invite you to hit the subscribe button, hit the notification button, turn it on so you may be informed. It is truth telling today. We must stand up and tell the truth or die on that truth. What kind of man, what kind of woman you are that you will not stand up for the truth? And we are now in Armageddon, which will kill most of the human families. Look, there are 8 billion people on the planet. How will we not allow and fight for them lives? Fight for your baby life. Fight for your life. How dare you allow Israel? How dare you allow America to go to war in your name, to kill most of the human family? Can't you see everybody now in this army? Can't you see the whole world is getting arms? They are fighting. They are going to take down the human family. Why would you allow them not to let your babies have a chance to live on this earth? Look, in 1967, Nigeria was declared independence in 1967 and existed until 1970. It was predominantly inhabited by the Igbo the Igbo ethnic group and was marked by significant conflict. So America tried to separate the eastern region of Nigeria and called it Biafra, which started a civil war, causing thousands upon thousands of lives to be lost because of America's foreign policy. Let's go back to Afghanistan. Do you know this place called Baku? Baku? Baku is the national capital of Azerbaijan and is situated in the western shore of the Caspian Sea. Baku economy is centered around petroleum ore. So, what is the subject? Is ore the motive for war? Make no mistake about it. The American people is being lied to. First, they said that they wanted democracy in Iran. The people was not treated well. But we in America is not treated well. How dare you talk about another country, talking about they not being treated fairly, and we gonna punish that president. They said that in Venezuela, the people are not treated well. We gonna go take Maduro, and they did, and got a Judas in that office. Make no mistake about it. That woman that Donald Trump allowed to stay in office, they said that Maduro, his reign, his presidency was illegal. But isn't the vice president, ain't her regime illegal? Why you say hers is legal, his is illegal? See, they play games, black man and woman. That's a Judas. That's a Judas, a traitor. She told America where Maduro and his wife was so that she can get the power. She's in power, and she giving America the oil. All the oil big companies now are in Venezuela. And Donald Trump says that they got 62% of the oil. So Baku economy in Azerbaijan is centered around petroleum. Baku importance stems from its role as the center of Azerbaijan oil industry and its function as the country administrative hub. Baku has been known for oil since the 15th century. So, black man and woman, people of the world, we must pay attention. We must stop the foolishness. We must look at what these governments are doing in our name. We must stop it. Your life, your baby life is hanging in the balance. Look, here our President Trump now talking about, he's thinking about going another level in the war, that they never went to Congress to declare that this was a war. He said, now I'm looking for another avenue. He's going to send your soldiers. He's going to send soldiers, boots on the ground. And that will cost thousands of lives to be lost. Black man and woman, people of the world, look, do you care about your 20-year-olds, your 18 years old, your 19 years old? You didn't allow your son your daughter to reach those age to go to war to be killed? Look how we just seen 4 soldiers coming back, and look at their age: 30 years old, 18 years old, 20 years old, 23. These are babies. These are your sons. These are your daughters. Why would you allow wicked Israel? Why would you allow Donald Trump to cause you to lose your loved ones, that your children die? For what? So that the Trump families become rich, so that the Elon Musk family become rich, so that the rich and the powerful, the 10%, the blood suckers of the poor, stay powerful, while you sit at home crying because you just lost your son, you just lost your daughter. And what is the reply? Oh, well, that's war. Didn't they say that? Didn't they say, oh, that's just the casualty of war? So what? They said your children is not worth nothing. Their life is not worth nothing. So this is why we got a God on the scene today. A Lord God said he is here to fight the power, to sit the tyranny down. He's going to sit you down. He said you have oppressed the people, and he no longer would allow you, America, Israel, the tyrants of the world, to oppress the people. He said in the 15th chapter, the 13th, the 14th, the 15th verse, he said, Abraham, know of a surety that thy seed will be a stranger in a land that is not theirs. Isn't we a stranger in America? Didn't they kidnap us from Africa and brought us here to America? Allah God said that those who was placed in bondage, he said, Abraham, thy seed will be a stranger in a land that is not theirs, and they shall serve them and afflict them for 400 years. But after that time, I will come. Who's coming? Who's on the planet today? God said he will come, and he's going to judge those nations that had his people in bondage. Look at the world now. The world is in trouble. You got earthquake, you got fire, you got rain, you got snow, you got hailstorm. These are God's weapons. God said he don't need a bomb. He got a bomb. It's rain, it's hail, it's snow, it's earthquake. Look at France. Look at Spain. You are burning because you played a part in the slavery of the black man and woman. You never apologized to us. You brought us here. You worked us for 300 years for nothing. And you took all our money. You made us suffering. You brought us in this condition. The whole world played a part. Look, you in the Middle East, you kings, you premiers, you governors of the Middle East, you will be bathed in the blood of the people because you paid a part. And Prophet Muhammad knew. He said 3 generations after him will not be of him. Prophet Muhammad knew that once he left knew that you would not be his people. You are the enemies. You are with the wicked. God is after you. God said that he would judge this nation. Look, America, you better do justice by the black man and woman. That's the only way that God will stop this. He got the ability to stop what is about to happen to the American people. He said, if you do justice by the black man and woman, I will stay my hand. But look, America, you don't respect the black man and woman. You don't respect our leaders. You don't respect the Honorable Elijah Muhammad. You don't respect the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan, because in your mind, you believe you got the weapons to fight God. See, make no mistake about it, black men and women, people of the world. You think Elon Musk just building weapons to go to Mars? No, he's up there sending missiles to fight God. But look, you can't win, America. You can't fight a God. You think you God. You think you got the power because you got your weapon. But look, America, above our head, black men and women, people of the world, 40 miles above our head, there's what you call a mother plane. Look, America now is telling you about UFO. They know that that's a mother plane that's here to whoop them, to fight them. There is 1,500 bombing planes. See, again, you can't go to war with somebody with a tomahawk and they got a nuclear weapon. God said he got 1,500 baby planes with 3 bombs on them each. One bomb will come down to the earth 12 miles, drill into the earth, and come up like a mountain. You can't fight God. God said one bomb would destroy America. He's ready for you. He knows this is it. This is the war. 2 gods that are on the scene. What God would win? The God of truth, justice, and equality for the people. He will win. You can't win, you wicked 10% blood suckers of the poor tyrants. Your day is over. You and your seed is going to pay for what you done. You better do justice by the black man and woman. And you think because we don't have the weapons that you could come now against us. You don't like what we say. You don't like what's coming out our mouth. You don't like what the Honorable Elijah Muhammad has taught us and what the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan has taught us. You don't like that. But let me tell you, America, let me tell you, Israel, come on and fight with God. He's ready for you. He said he will destroy you in 12 hours. Do you want to live? Do you slave masters and your children, the enemies, do you want to live? Then you better do justice by the black man and woman. God said he wants 12 states with an outlet to the sea. You owe the black man and woman. You never gave us 40 acres and a mule. You never apologized. The Pope are wrong. You better stand on your throne. And you better apologize to the black man and woman. You better say, black people of America, I am sorry. America, you better say, black people of America, I am sorry. Forgive us. for what we have done. And we will rectify. And we will give you reparation. And we will give you justice. Oh, America. Oh, America. God is about to destroy you. You are angry now because the black God is on the scene. Black people of America, you are the first. That's why you black. You not black because you cursed. You black because in the beginning, God made a black man and a black woman. And from us, all the races came. And so now, because the white man, he feel as though he got the power. No white man want to work under black people. Can't you see? Put the example up there. You think those that in power would submit now to black people and allow us to rule? Because they rule is over with. They have ruled for 6,000 years, and they have been unjust. They have been wicked. They have caused pain, suffering, death. Their time is up. And God said that he will come after the 400 years. He couldn't come in the first century. He couldn't come in the second century because God's word stands. He promised, he prophesied that he will not come until after the 400 years. So we are here, and we are here to tell you that we are in the time that a fight is going on. Two gods are on the scene. The God of justice, the God of rain, hail, snow, earthquake, wind, fire. He's here. He said he would bring the weather up to 90 degrees. And you have witnessed it. And one day and 1 hour, he would drop it down to 40 degrees. Your pores is open. And your pores is open for death. God is not playing today. He said, if you don't submit to me, I want you off my earth. It is time for the people on the earth. 8 billion people. You think it's an accident that you are here in this time and in this hour? Why would you allow somebody to kill you and your children? God said he wanted justice for all the people. He wants peace. He wants justice. He wants a righteous government. He wants those who would do justice by the people. He said he's going to kill all the tyrants of the earth. Take notice. Your day is up. You going to be destroyed. You think, yeah, okay, tell me anything. Watch and see. Look at the weather. You can't fight with God. He know how to hit you. He got rain. He got snow. He got earthquake. You can't fight with God. He got 1,500 baby planes. He's waiting. The fight is on. So it is time now that we stop missing words and playing games. We got to stand up for truth. Jesus died for the truth. What kind of people are you that you will not stand for truth? Stand up for truth. Stand up for your people. We are here to tell you that America Israel have started the war of Armageddon. It is now getting hot. They have entered into a time, as Daniel prophesies, that a time of despair, a time of darkness, a time of trouble that we have never seen before is now entering the doors of America. Look, Black people, people of the world, what is your duty? Look at your babies. Look at your children that you sending off for war, that you don't even know why they going to war. They lied to them. Oh, we will get them money. Oh, we will send them to school. No, they sending them to their coffin, to their death. Look, we have come to the end of is or the motive for war. Is or the motive for war. Look, go once again. Everyone watching around the world, I invite you to join me live every Sunday at 7 p.m. Pacific time. For those on the East Coast of the United States, that's 10 p.m. Eastern time. No matter where you're watching from, I look forward to spending this time together in God's words. Be sure to subscribe and turn on your notification. Tell your friends, tell your family, tell those on Instagram, Twitter, TikTok. Join me every day, Monday through Saturday on trumpetxradio.com. trumpetxradio.com. I come on every day, 2 hours, teaching the truth as a student of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad and the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan, 4 p.m. to 6 p.m. Pacific time. That's 7 p.m. to 10 p.m. Pacific time for those on the Eastern Coast. I thank you. I am a student of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad and the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan. If you have any question, don't forget, make sure you go to hashtags, ask question at Louis Farrakhan. Hashtag ask question at Louis Farrakhan. And I leave you with this. If you touch something with a pure heart, you have the ability to turn the light on, and Trumpet X is that light. Thank you for listening. Assalamu alaikum.